You were told to care, to share, to open your heart. That's why you broke. Because the world doesn't reward softness. It punishes it. If you want to stop being used, stop being touched, stop being broken, stay here. This is how you become untouchable. Part 1. The first lesson. From the beginning, they told you to care. They told you to share. They told you to let your heart lead the way. They said feelings make you human. They said kindness would bring kindness back. They said honesty would protect you. But that was a lie. Feelings don't protect you. They expose you. Every wound you carry, every betrayal that broke you, every insult that still burns, all of it came from one mistake. You let people step inside your inner world. The clear-eyed don't make that mistake. They stay outside. They watch. They measure. Not with warmth, not with sympathy, but with cold precision. Life doesn't reward the open chest. It punishes it. Because once you reveal what hurts you, once you reveal what you need, you have handed someone else the weapon they will use. This is why some men never fall. They look at the world not as they hope it could be, but as it is. Rough, raw, unmasked. They don't expect mercy. They don't expect fairness. They don't expect love to save them. And because of that, they cannot be broken. You think strength comes from feeling deeply. It doesn't. Strength comes from restraint, from the refusal to let anyone touch what's inside. When you stop letting emotions guide you, the world changes. It sharpens. It becomes clear. You start to see motives where others see words. You see calculation where others see friendship. That's the first lesson. Stop believing in the protection of your heart. It never protected you. It only made you easy to destroy. Part 2. The reality of people. Most people grow up believing a lie, that if you are honest, you will be treated with honesty. That if you are loyal, you will be met with loyalty. That if you are kind, people will be kind back. But look closer. That's not how the world works. People don't act out of love. They act out of self-interest. A man will stay close to you only while you serve him. A friend will remain loyal only until he sees a better offer. A partner will promise forever, then leave when forever becomes inconvenient. You are not special to them. You are useful. And when that usefulness ends, so does the bond. It feels cruel the first time you see it, but cruelty has nothing to do with it. It is simply nature. It is how the game is played. The weak don't see this. They cling to illusions. They think, he would never do that to me. They think, she's different from the others. And when betrayal comes, they collapse. Not because betrayal is rare, but because they never believed it was certain. The clear-eyed man doesn't collapse. He expects it. He plans for it. And because of that, he is never surprised. This is the reality. You are only as valuable as the benefit you provide. And once the benefit disappears, so does the loyalty. If you can accept this, you free yourself. If you deny it, you suffer endlessly. The world is not built on fairness. It is built on advantage. And the sooner you understand that, the sooner you stop being their prey. Part 3. The power of detachment. Someone insults you. You flare up, you defend yourself, you prove them right because they reached you. Someone ignores you. You chase, you text again, you wait for their reply, you've already lost. Someone lies to you. You argue, you demand truth, you show them your need. And now, they own you. That is how control works. Not through force, through reaction. The man who reacts is the man controlled. The man who doesn't react, he is free. Detachment is not numbness. It is clarity. It is the refusal to hand your power over to the next person who presses the right button. Most people are easy. Push their pride, they explode. Push their fear, they fold. Push their desire, they beg. They are open books, predictable, weak. You must not be like them. You must train yourself to be unreadable, untouchable. When someone insults you, let the words fall. When someone ignores you, let the silence stay. When someone leaves, let the door close. Do nothing. Say nothing. And watch how the balance shifts. Detachment frightens people. It unsettles them. They expect rage, tears, pleading. They expect to see your weakness. When you give them nothing, they lose their weapon. They realize they cannot move you. And in that moment, you become untouchable. Detachment is not coldness. It is armor. It is the quiet decision that nothing outside of you can decide who you are inside. That is power. Part 4. Stop exposing yourself. Weak men talk too much. They explain. They justify. They pour out their wounds like water. They think words will save them. They think confession will bring relief. It doesn't. The world doesn't care about your reasons. It doesn't care about your pain. At best, it tolerates them. At worst, it weaponizes them. Tell someone about your fears, and you hand them a map. Tell someone about your doubts, and you give them a lever. Tell someone about your guilt, and you place chains on your own wrists. People don't store your words in sympathy. They store them in memory. Waiting, watching, until the day comes when your own honesty is turned against you. That's why you must stop exposing yourself. Guard your inner life like a fortress. Keep the walls high, keep the gates locked. Say less, show less. Let your silence carry more weight than your explanations. Mystery is power. Clarity is weakness. The more they see, the more they can strike. The less they know, the less they can touch. This world does not reward openness. It rewards discipline. It rewards control. It rewards the man who can sit with his secrets and not need anyone to carry them for him. Keep your pain private. Fix your chaos in silence. Rebuild without an audience. Because the truth is simple. The more you reveal, the easier you are to destroy. Part 5. Indifference as power. Praise comes. Most men swell with pride. Criticism comes. Most men shrink. That is weakness. Not the words themselves, but the reaction. Praise and blame are tests. One inflates you, the other breaks you. Both prove you can be moved. The strong man is unmoved. He doesn't rise with compliments. He doesn't fall with insults. He stays steady, flat, silent. That is indifference. And indifference is power. People want to see you react. They want evidence that their words matter. They want to feel your pulse change, your face shift, your temper crack. The moment you show it, they know you can be reached. But when you give them nothing, they grow uneasy. They don't know what works on you. They don't know what you feel. They don't even know if they touched you at all. And that unsettles them more than anger ever could. Indifference makes you unpredictable. Unpredictability makes you dangerous. When they can't read you, they can't plan for you. When they can't move you, they fear you. This is not carelessness. This is control. It is choosing what deserves your reaction and what deserves nothing. When you reach this state, no voice outside of you can set your worth. You don't need applause. You don't need approval. You don't need the crowd to tell you who you are. That is freedom. That is strength. That is the quiet force of indifference. Part 6. The rule of silence. Silence is a blade, sharper than words, more enduring than anger. Most men can't stand it. They rush to fill the quiet. They argue, they plead, they explain, and with every word, they bleed out their power. The strong man doesn't. He holds the silence. He lets it sit heavy in the air. He lets the other man twist in it. Silence unnerves. It makes people second guess. They wonder what you're thinking. They wonder if you're planning. They wonder if you already won. They expect you to snap back when insulted. You don't. They expect you to beg when abandoned. You don't. They expect you to explain yourself when accused. You don't. And that refusal, more than any argument, breaks them. Because silence forces them to face themselves. It denies them the reaction they wanted. It denies them the proof they needed. Most fights are won by noise, but the deadliest victories are won in quiet. The man who controls silence controls the room. He sets the rhythm. He dictates the pace. He decides when the next word is spoken and whether it matters at all. So learn to keep your mouth closed. Learn to let your silence speak. Learn to let your stillness press down on them until they can't breathe. Because silence is not weakness, it is control, and control is everything. Part 7. Seeing motives, not words. Smiles lie. So do promises, so do oaths whispered in the dark. Most people judge by words. They take faces at face value. They confuse politeness with loyalty. They mistake flattery for respect. And then they are shocked when betrayal comes, as if betrayal were rare. It isn't. It's the rule. People move for one reason: advantage, fear, ambition, greed, survival. It doesn't matter which. Behind every action is a motive. Behind every friendly gesture is a calculation. The weak tell themselves, "He wouldn't do that to me." The weak tell themselves, "She's not like the others." That's why they get crushed. They believed in words. They ignored patterns. The strong man watches. He doesn't ask, "What did they say?" He asks, "What did they avoid saying?" He doesn't ask, "Do they like me?" He asks, "What do they want from me?" When someone praises you, look for the hook inside the praise. When someone claims loyalty, ask how long it lasts when tested. Every gift hides a demand. Every compliment hides a motive. If you can see this, you stop being surprised. You stop being blindsided. You stop being weak. This isn't paranoia. It's clarity. It's refusing to walk blind. It's choosing to see the strings behind the puppet show. Most of what's real is never said out loud. It's in the way they treat the powerless. It's in the envy they can't hide. It's in the patterns that never change. Don't trust words, trust behavior, and you'll never be fooled again. Part 8. Cutting dependency. Most people don't notice the chain around their neck. It's not steel, it's not rope, it's need. They need to be loved to feel lovable. They need praise to feel worthy. They need company to avoid silence. Take those things away and they collapse. They beg, they chase, they sell themselves cheap just to get the feeling back. That isn't love. It isn't friendship. It's addiction. And addiction makes you a servant. You'll betray yourself just to keep the supply coming. You'll bend your standards just to avoid being alone. You'll hand over control because you're terrified of emptiness. You must cut that. You must break the habit. Stand without them. Stand when no one claps. Stand when no one calls. Stand when no one stays. When you don't need their love, you're free. When you don't need their approval, you're dangerous. When you don't need their presence, you hold all the power. Because no one can take from you what you never gave them control over. This doesn't mean isolation. It doesn't mean you reject connection. It means your foundation isn't negotiable. It means your worth isn't up for debate. Build an inner world that doesn't collapse when the room empties. Learn to sit in silence and not panic. Learn to face yourself and not run. If you can do that, you become solid, unmoved, untouchable. The man who needs nothing is the man no one can break. Closing statement. You've seen the truth now. Every wound came from caring too much. Every betrayal came from believing words. Every fall came from needing what others could take away. The answer is not rage. The answer is not revenge. The answer is control. Control of your emotions, control of your silence, control of your needs. The man who can't be moved can't be broken. The man who doesn't chase can't be used. The man who stands alone holds more power than a crowd that begs to belong. You don't need to shout. You don't need to prove. You don't need to convince. The strongest man in the room is the quiet one. He knows who he is. He knows what he sees. He doesn't need the room to agree. They will say you're cold. They will say you're distant. They will say you've changed. Let them. Their words don't matter. Their judgment doesn't matter. Their approval never mattered. Because life is not a marketplace of fairness. It is a battlefield of motives. And the man who walks through it untouched, unshaken, unafraid, that man cannot be defeated. You are not moved by storms anymore. You are the storm. You are not the one chasing validation. You are the one others scramble to impress. That is what it means to be untouchable. Not numb, not careless, but sovereign.